Welcome back to Bantu Heritage as we continue to explore Coventry Transport Museum. Let's walk together in this episode and see what we are going to discover and see how the transport industry has evolved, where it came from to where we are today. Bicycles, motorcycles, and also buses and cars. So let's explore together. (1923) model. That's a Humber. (1923), that big machine there. This is 1921, a bike with a sidecar. Look at that. This is from 1925. That's the back seat. That's the front.
Even though it would have been difficult, uncomfortable, and downright dangerous.
That's the dashboard.
The Rational Dress Society was formed to promote more liberating clothes for women. Letters began to appear in cycling magazines, arguing for and against rational dress. This is what Lady Polycam.
The roof was canvas as well. 1925, Lee Francis type, J type. And that's the engine which powered this Lee Francis engine. So this is how, guys, the industry has evolved over the years.
And some of the village women were so scandalized. I could not appreciate the lady.
Another sidecar. Another big machine there. The driver's view. Passengers. This yellow thing is 1923. They say 1,500 of this type of car were made. Swift Factory, Mill Lane, Coventry. So yeah, that's a bicycle from 1926. We have an Albatross 1923 here. This was a two-seater, I suppose. So the Lamborghinis and those other Porsche cars which only seat two people we see today, the Ferraris, they evolved from here. See, this one has got its own type of wheels. (1922). This is a 1920 tri-car, three-wheeler. This one is a 1920 Alvis. Two-seater as well. Yeah, so guys, this is how the car industry has evolved over the years. I wonder when our generation is no longer there, I can imagine what we are driving today and feeling very comfortable in those cars. Then the next generation will be seeing them as vintage cars as we are seeing today. The guys who used to drive here in 1921 used to be walking tall and showcasing their toys then. But now we are classifying them under the vintage side. They are here no longer on the road, but just as our heritage to cherish and see how the industry has evolved. That's a 1921 Rover there. I think these machines were very heavy. Because if you see the wheels, this is all steel. Huh? This was all steel. I can imagine how heavy these things were. And the bodywork is all metal, steel as well. I can imagine the noise these things used to make. I can just imagine. But well, yeah, that's how it has evolved, and we thank those who have looked after these cars and those who are putting them together under one roof so that we see the car heritage, how it has evolved. As I've always said, you cannot just go without looking back at our history. This is where we came from, and this is how the car industry has evolved. So this is the car heritage, well looked after here in Coventry. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share, and let's grow the channel together. This is a frame here. This is a wooden frame. Maybe they are trying to redo it. That's the engine. The chassis is all steel. So this is from 1929, standard Fulham chassis. This car bodywork is coated in fabric. Wow. That's another Fulham there. There is a video here showing how it was then in the factory. We might, but this is a real, it's not something which was recreated, but that was the real-time work in the car assembly plant then. That was hard work. Let's watch for a while and see how it was then. Because these days in the car industry, robots are doing a lot of work, but if you can watch there, most of it is manual. Those who might be working in car assembly plants, can you relate to this and see how things have changed? Painting was manual, but these days I understand and I know painting is no longer manual. It's all done by robots. Seat covers there. Just a glimpse of what it was like in the car assembly plants. It's taking shape. Look, it's taking shape now. Wow. There it goes. Wow. So that is how it was then. This is how these things used to come from the assembly line. Very interesting. I hope you have enjoyed. (1924). Motorcycles now in the 1924. Look at that one. 1924. 1925 motorcycles. Think that by now things had sort of like improved from the 1800s. Now from bicycles, which are petrol powered, but now we've got engine powered tricycles, which are motorbikes. 1926, 1928. See how massive those engines were. And this one had a sidecar again.
With World War I over, Coventry could get back to car building. Problem was, while Coventry was looking the other way, car building had
So
changed.
you put a passenger in there
Mass production lines sorted that.
and someone will be
The
riding.
middle class wanted more and more cars, but they didn't want to pay handbill prices for them. So in the 1920s, Coventry companies like Humber, Hillman, Standard and Singer
This is a
built
Hillman
their own
Wizard
production lines for all
from
their cars.
1932.
Smaller companies couldn't compete on price. They either got bought up or just went bust. It wasn't great news for workers either. Production line hands just didn't earn the same as skilled craftsmen like coach builders. On the upside, cars got cheaper. In 1931,
That's the
Morris,
inside.
based in Cowley near Oxford, produced Britain's
The
first
driver's view.
£100 car. 3 years later, they were making 100,000 cars a year. In 1931, there were about 1 million private cars on the country's roads. By the end of the decade, there were 2 million. And even in Coventry, with none of the big boys like Morris and Austin in town, business grew. Standard made 55,000 cars in 1939, nearly 7 times more than in 1931. Things were really taking off.
That's another
And not
Hillman.
just business-wise either. Technology and style were coming together at last.
1937.
Streamlining wasn't just for boats and planes anymore, it was for cars too. And when it met the Art Deco style, the result was that this could turn into this. Advertisers said the new designs were sinuous, swerving streamlines, enduring and satisfying bodywork for a busy age.
Another big machine
Everyone
there.
else said they were just plain gorgeous.
Look,
The future of
Look at
car
the
building in
beams.
Britain and in Coventry looked
look
bright.
at the head beams.
Except
Massive.
this was 1939, and trouble was on its way again.
Look at the bumper there.
With World War I over, Coventry could get back to car building. Problem was, while Coventry was looking the other way, car building had changed. Henry Ford's mass production lines saw to that. The middle class wanted more and more cars, but they didn't want to pay handbill prices for them.
This one had luggage at the back.
Coventry companies like
Luggage
Humber,
compartment at the
Hillman,
back.
Standard and Singer built their own
So
production
you load
lines for
all your
cars.
goods in there.
Smaller
and
companies
drive
couldn't
off.
compete on price. They either got bought up or just went bust.
Interesting.
It wasn't great news for workers either. Production line hands just
So
didn't
this is a
have the same
1930
skilled craftsmen like
Humber.
coach builders. On the upside, cars got cheaper. In 1931, Morris, based in Cowley near Oxford, produced Britain's first £100 car. 3 years later, they were making 100,000 cars a year. In 1931, there were about 1 million private cars on the country's roads. By the end of the decade, there were 2 million. And even in Coventry, with none of the big boys like Morris and Austin in town, business grew. Standard made 55,000
This is a
cars,
1932 Alvis.
7 times more than in 1931. Things were really taking off. And not just business-wise either. Technology and style were coming together at last.
This is a two-seater.
Streamlining wasn't just for boats and planes anymore, it was for cars too. And when it met the Art Deco style, the result was that this could turn into this. Advertisers said the new designs were sinuous, swerving streamlines, enduring and satisfying bodywork for a busy age. Everyone else said they were just plain gorgeous. The future of car building in Britain and in Coventry looked bright. Except, this was
I hope you have enjoyed this episode as we continue our tour of Coventry Motor Museum. Subscribe to the channel, click the like button, share and comment. Let's grow the channel together. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.